Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds. We're in one of our production yards. There's a couple colonies with issues, and I'm showing you how we address some of those issues. We're also going to show you a couple other things as we go along. This has been a really wonderful yard for us in the past, and it has been all this year. It's been a good year. But this queen is doing a poor job, very poor job. Need to find her, and we have a nucleus colony with a 2021 queen that's going to take her place and help this colony get a boost, because this colony is not in the shape that we want. However, there is a decent bit of bees. I think if we combine them all down, we're probably looking at around 6 frames of bees, 7 frames max. But if we can utilize those with this nice strong 5-frame nuke here and this new queen with her good brood and get that in here, we have now not only fixed the situation, but we're going to have a really strong, healthy colony going into winter. And we would rather have that than a bunch of little weaker colonies. Look at this pattern right here. And the colonies have been treated in this yard. The other colonies aren't exhibiting this behavior, but it's just scattered. There's eggs and larvae. The cells don't look very uniform in how they're capped. And it's just really a poor job. And they're not getting their feed out away from the brood nest. The colony's just not functioning near 100%. It's not the mites. It's a queen issue, for sure. So I'm not seeing any signs of viruses either. The pupae actually looks pretty healthy. What I am seeing, it's white and looks all right. I think she's just laying a lot of drones and just poor quality, and the bees are cannibalizing it. There's decent nutrition. We fed this colony some pollen patties and several gallons of syrup just like the rest of them, but it's not taking it the same way. So I need to find this queen. Just another spotty pattern right here. Really spotty. And this is basically what we do after the honey harvest, is just try to find those colonies that need fixing. Let's see here. Oh, there she is right there. Doesn't look like there's anything. I mean, that's the thing though. I've seen so many queens that were huge. There she is right up there. Gorgeous looking queens, and maybe they didn't get mated well enough. She did. This colony did a great job for us. I don't know how much honey it produced itself, but it did a good job. It was definitely over 80 pounds. Wasn't as good as some in the yard that did a good 50% more than that. But she's got to go. Let's replace her real quick. So just going to take her out of here and over with quickly. Now what I'm going to do is take some of these frames out. Most of her brood is over here. And we are going to put this nuke into this colony. As you can see, I'm in my bee suit now. I started opening this nuke, and apparently it did not enjoy the bumpy ride on Big Red. So after about 3 stings, you know, if I get one here and there, I'm like, that's all right. But when they start getting me, bam, 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 I wimp out pretty quickly. It is getting late in the evening, and that bumpy ride on Big Red is not the best recipe for making bees happy. So you see we've created space here, and we're just going to plop this right down into it. One of the most important things though is that we feed them to help them be accepted, and just there's not any nectar really coming in right now. We have pollen starting to come in on a fairly consistent basis. It's still not at 100%. These Jester nuke boxes have their uses, but after a while they do start to warp, and this one's had a few years of use, and I've just kept it around for catching swarms and different things, and it's starting to get a little warped on me. But this queen's got a lot more brood. This queen just needs a little bit of food and room. And I'd say if we had left them in this nuke box, they probably would have swarmed within a week, because they just are running out of room. Another thing you don't like about the Jester nuke box is, and this is just anything with holes, is they plug all the holes with propolis and they don't have enough ventilation. Nice brood pattern there for sure. Oh yeah. All of the extra frames, all of this top box by and large was foundations. I'll show you another hive here in just a second. It was very different on how the ones with good queens behaved with the feeding and the foundation, and the ones that had poor queens just didn't do much of anything at all. Trying to thin it down a little bit. Alright, so there we have it. And we are going to take this box, shove it on down. The queen was on the second to the last frame. We're just going to throw this on top. This is one of the hives, like I was talking about earlier, that had a great queen, and we fed them, and they reacted very differently. Instead of literally drawing no frames of foundation like that weak hive over there, which is the weakest one in the yard, this one has almost drawn every single comb up here. It's got a couple in the middle that I've just rotated, and they're already starting on it. They need more feed, probably a couple gallons. Finished drawing this one because it's just started, but they're on their way for sure. And you can see towards the edge where we've put the ones, they've done a really good job. It's a lot better. They've just got a little bit of food in here, but they could use a couple gallons. There's a little bit of syrup down in there. But yeah, they've drawn it all the way out to here. Just a couple frames. So this is what we really like to see. Get some good honey production out of a colony. Then yank it, and you have to be fast. But as soon as you do, you just start to feed. I'd say we probably put 6 gallons over here since we pulled the honey supers, and we're fixing to put another gallon on them. So that's quite a bit of feed. Hopefully the goldenrod will kick in here in the next couple weeks, and we can forego that for a little while. And colonies like this one will probably not need a lot of feed after the fall flow because they're really strong. This colony's got a lot of bees in it. Obviously, they're healthier. They wouldn't be able to draw foundation out like that. And they'll probably put a lot of weight up in here. This will probably be one of the colonies we don't have to do any winter feeding for. But some of these colonies, like that one that we just put that nuke in and plugged it in, it's going to need feed, you betcha. They're too small to be able to capitalize fully on that fall flow. Because we combine them together, they're definitely going to do better than if we'd have just left that nuke alone. But still, they're definitely going to need some feed. Let's get to feeding and do a couple other things around here.